Hi guys, Naomi from our humble homestead here, and today I wanted to share about using recycled materials to create planters. Now this old cow trough here, which I love, was offered to me by my boy's granddad, who bought farmland and needed to get rid of his materials on that land so he could build. So he offered this to me, which I was so grateful for. I'm really excited, and I used we hauled it off the land, used a trailer, and my husband, bless him, helped with my dad to put it here and fill it up with so much compost. It took a lot to fill this. It was about 700 litres of compost, which is a lot. It did cost a little bit before I started making my own, but it's been so worth it. Now what I did to help fill this up quicker, I used a Hugelkultur method, which in German is, I think, short. What's it called? Wood. I think it's called wood. Hugel is for wood. So basically, you at the base of your beds in Hugelkultur, you would layer it with wood, so logs and things like that, which help retain moisture and have great microbes and create a great environment for the soil and all the soil life. Helps retain the moisture in a raised bed that you wouldn't usually get, obviously, in a natural environment. It's helping to recreate a natural environment that you'd get in the forest, basically. So I used so many logs and twigs from cuttings in our back garden of bushes that I'd cut down and like pruned trees and things like that to layer on the bottom. Then I layered it up with compost, and then halfway through I layered it with some duck bedding to give it some extra nutrition and great nitrogen for my plants. So when my plants were babies and I grew them from seed, I planted them in here, and as they reach down into the bed, they're going to get to all the nutrients from the duck bedding that I put in there, and all the worms and a fish, like beneficial bacteria from all the microbes and all the worms and that in the soil is going to help to break it down and just create more nutrition and keep it replenished. And I'll keep layering this up each season to keep this soil nice and healthy and nutritious and good for my plants. So in this part, I've got lettuce growing. I love this red lettuce. I just simply do the cut and come again method, where I harvest the leaves for salads from the outside and then it will regrow from the inside. I've got celery here, which I grew from cuttings from celery I bought from the shops, just because I wanted to try that out last year, which is pretty cool. I've done that with a few plants now. And some seeds that I planted. I've got radishes here that have just come up, which I will thin out soon. And Swiss chard is absolutely one of my favourites. You can see I eat it all the time, and it just regrows again from the middle. I love that it's in such pretty colours, yellow, red, pinks. I've got some orange ones growing and seedlings starting, and just some pretty flowers to make it look nice. I've planted some turnips here. I'm trying them out. They're quite a new thing for me. I've not ever grown them before. It's called Snowball, I think, this variety. So I'm really looking forward to trying those. Apparently they're quite sweet, and the turnip greens are really tasty too, just like radishes. So that'd be nice to try. And these are my carrot seedlings, which I overwintered. I planted them last autumn, the end of autumn last year. And I tried, this is an experiment to see if they'd survived the winter. We had a lot of snow here in Basingstoke, so I wasn't sure if they'd survived, but they did. As you can see, there's a little bit of frost damage on some of them, where obviously they got snowed on, but I never covered them up. I just would let nature take its course, and they survived. So I'm really excited as this spring develops and the winter weather subsides and the warm weather comes. I'm sure that my carrots will be lush, and hopefully they'll be nice and big, and we'll get a good harvest from those. My kids absolutely love carrots. They'll just literally come out, pluck it out the ground, brush it off and eat it straight away. They love it. They taste amazing too, fresh carrots. So here I've got so much growing in this space, and it's just a great way of recycling materials that you might find on eBay or Facebook, places like that. So wherever you can, just try and think of creative ideas where you can create some extra growing space. This is just in front of our house, underneath our front window, and it's growing us lots of more fresh greens. So I hope that's helped to inspire and encourage someone today.